Hello, hello out there. Welcome, Baldwin Beauty School students, all students, students of life, students of cosmetology. Welcome. Hi, Julia Bennett. First one to log in. I always notice the first people to log in because I know that they're either thirsty for knowledge or they are just thirsty for knowledge. Hopefully, you guys are all thirsty. Hi, Julia. Hi, Taylor. So I'm gonna let you guys do your thing and say hello to everyone. We have a lot to cover today, so I'd like to get right to it. But if you guys are having trouble with your internet, I don't want you to panic. If your internet goes out, there's really no need to worry and panic. You can always go back to the lives and rewind and ask for a reprieve. As you guys know, we are on distance learning protocol. Hopefully, we'll be open soon and we can get back to business as usual, but I don't think it'll be as usual. Once we get back, I think we're going to have a lot of guidelines to follow. So, I want to welcome all of you. Hopefully, you guys had a great day, yesterday, weekend. Today is a beautiful day. It's so gorgeous and sunny outside. I am definitely going to go and try to enjoy this lovely day. So, I want to say hello to all of the students. And we have a couple of new babies, brand new babies that have started at our North Campus, and I want to recognize them. And just in case they're not on, we have two students, they're Cosmos, and just want to say hello and kisses to Kelsey Hollander and Ashley Dukes. So, Kelsey and Ashley, if you're on live chat, wave, say hello. Hopefully, you guys are surviving this long. Hi, Ashley. There's Ashley Dukes. We are just in transition right now. We're doing the best we can, but I guarantee you it's going to be worth the wait when we get back. All right. And welcome to all the brand new students who are doing this online for the first time. And this is how you're starting school because after we get back, you're going to have such a great appreciation for the online as well as the hands-on and the in-person. So yeah. All right. Y'all got 2 more minutes to clock in. My name is Kimberly Bellinger. I have been an instructor for my introduction at Baldwin for 20 years, about 20. I stopped counting at like 15, but about 20 years, maybe a little longer. I'm primarily at the South Campus, but I do visit North Campus. So, mwah to my North School students. And I do everything. I do a little bit of whatever Wendy tells me. I'm at the desk. I'm on the floor mostly. Um, I love color. I love cutting. I love teaching more than that. And so I left the salon a long time ago to work for Baldwin full time, and I haven't looked back. Thanks, JoJo. She said I look cute. Yeah, this is I have my African princess warrior clothes on right now. So right now I'm representing Wakanda. Wakanda. And this bracelet, I won this at a Christmas party. Winnie Rainey bought me this bracelet like 15 years ago. It's a Banana Republic bracelet that totally matches my earrings and my thing. So yes, Wakanda forever. Yes. And I'm going to write notes. So, those of you that need notes, I understand some of our students are visual learners, audio learners, and technical learners. So, I'm going to try to appeal to everyone. You should have gotten a worksheet in your email. If you didn't, it's perfectly fine. I'm going to pull my email up right now to see that worksheet. And that's just the professional communication worksheet, and it's going to have some blanks and we're going to fill in those blanks. The very first worksheet is kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. And that's from Mother Teresa. And while you guys are timing in, I want to read you just a little quote from a book that I've been reading. And this book is called, I don't know if you've heard of it, The Four Agreements. Bomb book. Get it? Want to go ahead and just read a little short chapter from it. Not a chapter, but a paragraph that really struck me because this is part of our lesson. The word is not just a sound or written symbol. The word is a force. It is the power you have to express and communicate, to think, and thereby to create events in your life. You can speak. What other animal on this planet can speak? The word is the most powerful tool you have as a human. It is a tool of magic. But like a sword with two edges, your word can create the most beautiful dream, or your word can destroy everything around you. One edge is the misuse of the word, which creates a living hell. The other edge is impeccability of the word, which will only create beauty, love, and heaven on earth. Depending upon how it is used, the word can set you free or it can enslave you more than you know. All the magic you possess is based on your word. Your word is pure magic, and the misuse of your word is black magic. Yes. Hopefully you have this book. This is the best book you'll ever read. If you don't, get it. But it's the importance of knowing communication. And that's what we're going to talk about today is professional communication. So hopefully you have pen and paper and are ready to go. Zilly said, Wakanda forever. I know, I love that movie. For those of you, that's Black Panther. Okay. All right. So let's talk about communication just for a quick minute. Communication is something that we need to learn how to, moving forward in life, take advantage of in the right way. Just like I read that passage from a book. Sometimes communication is misused. So there are three rules that I have in communication when I deal with people in teaching. I might come across as maybe too direct. I've been called blunt. I've even been called tactless, but I have three rules. When I have a conversation with somebody, the first rule for me is less is more. I don't need a lot of explanation for something that you can tell me really quickly. It's not necessary, and my brain doesn't process a lot of superfluous information as quickly as it can the straightforward facts. So less is more with me. And then if you're trying to make a point, get to the point. Because I don't want to rush you and appear rude in a conversation when I say, hey, just give me the gist of what you're trying to say. If you have a lot of extra explanation with something, maybe someone who is able to listen to that is better to talk to. It's just not your girl. And then the last thing is, what is the focus? What is the reason? What's important? Why are we having this conversation? Let's get to the conversation. Let's focus on what's important and not take bunny paths to everything else that you want to say because your feelings are getting into it. And I'm a Scorpio. Just I don't know if that means anything to you in zodiac, but I believe in zodiac. I am not a I don't want to say that I don't care, but I don't have a need for extra. I just need the point. Give it to me, black or white. There's no gray areas with me. I'm not flexible. I'm trying as a teacher to learn that, but I am very, very staunchly structured. And what that means is I don't have a lot of wiggle room for people who break rules. And that's just me in a nutshell. You don't have to be that way. I'm just letting you know. So new students, okay, girls, just know that that's me. I am a Scorpio and I do love hard and deeply. And I'll always forgive your stupid mistakes, no matter how many times you make them. Because I'm a lover, not a fighter. All right, let's get to the notes. Pen and paper while I do my setup. Y'all know the drill. I'm going to do the board this way so I have enough room to write out. Maybe I'll do it long ways. pictures. No, I'm gonna do it like this. Don't want to knock down my pictures too much. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer. Hopefully you guys can see my little setup. It's just my little setup. All right, so the first page that you have that has the professional communication, you have 1 through 7. We're gonna do the 1 through 7. I'm gonna give you the answers to those. You guys are gonna have to turn these into Alana, and they have to be filled out correctly with the answers given from the book. And you guys, this is just from the book, and you're gonna be asked a series of personal questions that you're gonna also have to turn in. So this is the key for those answers. If you fill those in already with your own answers, or you have a set of cosmetology fundamentals books, that's perfectly okay too. But I'm just going to give you the answers to the key that I was provided. So that's going to help you if there's any kind of test or quiz over it, which there may be. Maybe this is your quiz. Who knows? Anyway, you have to get 2 grades. You have to get participation grades. So feel free to put the answers in the live chat for me, because I love to read you guys' answers. Teachers, feel free to chime in, please, and help me out. Any creepers on board? You guys know what to do. Remove and block, because sometimes I get a lot of creepers on my thing, and I don't know why. All right. So the first page is your blanks. Okay, so you have blanks. Not really blanks, but partial sentences. So the first one, she's asking you good manners, and then you're going to complete the sentence. So that was something for you to look in your book. Good manners. If you want the definition of good manners, it's just a social behavior, a polite social behavior. All right? And good manners include communication. So you want to communicate often or everywhere. That means if you walk into a room full of people, you don't want to just stand there and not speak. You want to communicate. You want to introduce yourself. You want to say hello. You want to be polite or well-bred. Okay? So I'm going to put under here in parentheses, polite or well-bred social behavior. That means people don't look at you and go, doesn't that person know that if they're a stranger, that they have to say hi to everybody else in the room? How many of you walk into a room full of people and you don't say anything? You just walk in. I want to know. Some people do that and they don't realize they do that, but that can be a form or a bad manners. It's considered bad manners. And when you communicate often, it doesn't mean you talk the whole time. You just say, hi, hello, my name is. You know what to do. You know how to say please and thank you. And I appreciate that. Me, not me. What? Chloe, you go into a room and you don't speak? Okay, let me tell y'all, youngsters. Number one, that's the most honestly nonverbal rudest thing you can do, especially when you are amongst people who are older than you, is to walk into a room or to enter a room and not introduce yourself. Now, if someone introduces you, then that's different. And whoever invited you to whatever social event or should have introduced you to everyone, if they're not able to do that or they don't remember to do it, then you should introduce yourself. So if someone walks into my party, I have a party in my house, they walk into my house, and look at them like they better come up to me and say hi, let me know who the hell they are, because that's not good manners. Okay? Same thing in a classroom setting. If you walk into a classroom setting and there are students sitting having lunch, and you just walk in and you just sit there, you have to say hello. Hi, my name is. Nice to meet you. What is your name? You can't just sit down. You got to introduce yourself. That's good manners. Number 2, can-do attitudes. And can-do, we're going to talk about that. Can-do attitudes create what? I'm just going to write the answers from now, but I'm writing this because I want you guys to think about your answers, because you're going to have to turn in your own version of what your can-do attitude. A can-do attitude is no matter what I'm feeling, thinking, I can still do it. I can still get through my day. If I'm sleepy, if I'm irritable, if I'm hungry, I don't just give up. A can-do attitude means I'm going to assist other people at the same time that I'm not feeling good, because I know that I can do it. Can-do attitudes create. And the answer is a positive connection with clients and coworkers. Positive connection with people. You can just put clients, coworkers, staff, receptionists. If you are the type of person that says, "Oh, I don't know what to do. I can't. Can you help me all the time?" People are going to get tired of that over a period of time, and I guarantee you that's going to be a short window. There comes a time where you actually have to contribute in your attitude on something. So if there's a situation, then you need to be able to kick in that spirit of, let me look at it and deal with it. So I can do it. Haircut you've never done in your life. If you've ever done a haircut or 2 or 3 Cosmos, you've done a haircut and you don't know what you're doing, but you just do it. That's your can-do attitude. That's your saying, I can do this. But there are some of you that'll shut down and go, well, Kim's not helping me, or Molly's not helping me do this haircut, or Wendy's not telling me what to do. A can-do attitude means even if I don't do a perfect job, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to do it. I'm going to participate. All right? So the next one is number 3, greetings, such as, some of you guys need to learn how to properly greet folks, especially age appropriately. I'm a good fan of greetings because I feel like if somebody greets me personally, that's going to be a plus for me. So when you're doing your greetings, the answer for that is some of the words you would say. Greetings such as what? Go in the live chat. This is a hard one for some of our students. Sometimes even for me. This is like, why should I say good morning? It's a nice greeting, especially if it's in the morning. What are some of the greetings that you say on a constant basis to your clients? Hello, I'm Ava. Really? Hello, I hope you meant hello. Using ma'am. Yes, hello and sir. Okay, so here are your greetings. Good morning. Write these down. Welcome. I know that when Alana is at the desk, she's one of our students, student instructors at our South Campus. She says, welcome in to everyone. When they walk in the door, she's like, welcome in. Nobody's used to that. That is a nice greeting to have. How about thank you for visiting? Thank you is always good. Thank you for requesting me. Thank you for... Here's another good one. Hello. Hi is good if you know the person. If you're familiar with the client. Hello is a better greeting just because of the etiquette properties of hello. Strangers, you don't want to say hi because it's kind of a misuse of words sometimes. And then the last one I like, great to meet you or good to meet you. Because if I have an appointment with you, you're my stylist, and I have only communicated with you over internet or over an app or over, I really want to meet you in person. So when I meet you, the first thing I'm going to say is, great to meet you. It's so nice to meet you. So these are your greetings. What's up? What's good? Hey now. What up? That's not a greeting to me. That's not a greeting that should fall off of your lips in a professional setting. So please make sure you're not, even with your friends, even if they're family, it's better to, in front of a group of professional people, use those greetings. So number 4 is channels of communication. Channels of communication are important because some people don't want you to talk a lot. Some people want you to be extra talky. Some people don't want to spend a lot of time with explanation. They just want you to be quick. Some people want you to explain it. So your channels of communication are very important. Your channels of communication don't necessarily have to include just what you say, because your channel, for me, the first thing I'm looking at is your body language. Okay, your body language. How are you standing? Do you have your arms crossed? Do you look unhappy? You having a bad day? Next thing is going to be the next thing, probably before the body language. I'm going to see how you're speaking to me. If you're speaking to me in an inflection that's off-putting or lazy, or you are stumbling over your words and you don't know how to have a conversation, that's not going to be a plus for me. I'm very, very big on, when people speak, how do they speak? It's one thing to be around your friends and speak inappropriately all the time and use foul language, but if you speak to me, even if you don't use foul language, if you speak to me in an unprofessional tone or text, it's going to be an off-putting experience, even if you're a great stylist or even if you're a great esthetician. People tend to believe when you speak to them, if you have a lot of slang or improper use of dialect, that you are of a lower class. So make sure that when you speak, eye contact is very important, Brenna. Yes, okay? But we're talking about body language, and then your body language follows your attitude. Some people can stand there and be, oh my God, your body language doesn't follow what your words are saying. I'm still going to have a problem. All right? So make sure that when you are channeling your communication, the 4 channels, body language and speaking. Here's a big one that people don't usually have a lot of talent in, is listening. All right? Listening. Listening is something that I think is lost because everybody has so much they want to get off their chest and to say. But I can tell you that it's completely rude to a client when they're speaking to you and you're not listening to them. It's a two-way communication. Even if you don't want to listen, act like you're listening. It's better for your client. It's better for you. Listening really is taking in and absorbing what's being said to you by your boss, by your client. Some people turn off listening because of this next thing I'm about to write down, and that's voice inflection. I don't know about you. Somebody starts being sarcastic with their voice and yelling at me, I'm gonna stop listening. I'm not gonna do an argument or a battle. I'm just gonna stop listening. So if your voice inflection is wrong, even if you don't mean it, it's still going to affect how that client responds in the listening process. You can get the same point across with your voice inflection. Let me give you an example. Miss Jones, I'm so sorry. I can't do your hair today. It's damaged and I just can't do it. Okay? That was number one, voice inflections. Two, Miss Jones, I would love to do your hair. And I really do need you to have this conditioning treatment before we proceed in any services. Is that okay with you? Notice how I went higher at the end to make myself appear more concerned and more intrigued about what she wanted to do. If I just directly bounce my words off of her and tell her, no, she can't have the service, no, my voice inflection is going to sound differently. It's when you speak to your client or when you speak to your children or when you speak to someone else, you got to have a good voice inflection. I don't do yelling, okay? I don't do harsh words. I don't do body language and voice inflection that's negative. I will stop that conversation because this can get you in trouble. This is like a weapon. Like I read, it has two swords. One is a sword of beauty, one is a sword of destruction. So every time you talk to someone, I want you to make sure you check all four of those channels of communication. Very important. Let's go to number 5. Number 5 answer. In challenging situations, the answer is and you guys are going to be turning these into Alana, so make sure you have the correct answer so that you get the credit for it. For number 5, that's going to be number 5. Yes, remain calm, breathe, because in a situation that's uncomfortable, a situation that is volatile or stressful, people have the tendency to show who they truly are. I've seen some of the calmest, most professional people go ham because when they get so upset, they lose their true character. They just lose it like that. It's kind of disturbing, but it happens a lot more than you think it does, and you don't see a lot of it. Whenever somebody is challenging you or a situation happens where you feel under pressure, you're going to have to figure out what to do. So that's going to be one of the questions in your work that you have to do for this chapter. Okay? Because y'all know that question number 5, question number 6, the all of the stuff that you have to answer with this worksheet, you can't just turn in this part. You got to turn in your answers for your personal answers for Wendy. Okay? So what I mean by that is whenever you are done getting the notes from me, you're going to make sure that you answer from the list of respect, from the list of integrity, from the list of comments. I want to improve. That's number 3. I want to improve on to become successful in my profession. You're going to list the things that you need to improve on. You're not going to just turn this in, as it is. Okay? So let's go to number 6. Etiquette refers to manners that are acceptable in a social setting. You gotta get back to being ladies, men, gentlemen, manners that are, sorry. Do you burp at the table? Stop it. Don't do that. Do you put your elbows up? Do you have bad posture when you sit? Manners that are acceptable in a social setting. If I see two people with their feet up at a restaurant, their feet on the chair, that's not to me like that. I automatically think something bad. So we're talking about communication. So when you're having a conversation, are you speaking on your phone too loudly? Are you being a disruption? Are you I mean, are you really following the unless this Google stop farting? Yeah. Well, farting, that's gonna be something people are gonna always do, silly, just because nobody can tell and nobody can see. They don't know where it comes from. But your manners can happen when you speak. I've sat next to I've been in a nice restaurant and we sat next to this couple who were just going at each other, talking really, really poorly about each other, saying it to each other. You're blank and blank. You do this, you do that. And it was uncomfortable for me. I couldn't even enjoy my food. So that was kind of a display of bad manners when you're in a restaurant. If you want to have that kind of conversation, you shouldn't do it at a restaurant. So that's number 6. Manners are you're accepting in a social setting. Number 7. Number 7 is going to be self-respect, integrity, and commitment. And that is what proper etiquette demonstrates. Self-respect means you care about what you look like to people. Integrity commitment. It's hard. It's hard to be nice to somebody that's being rude to you in public. But if you lose your cool, you have no self-respect. All right? If you don't say what you're going to do and do what you say, you have no integrity. If you don't care about life, you have no commitment to anything. The definition of commitment is the state of being dedicated to a cause or something or an activity. All right? Integrity is the quality of being honest and having a strong moral principle. That means you don't lie, you don't cheat, you don't steal. You have integrity. You show up, you say what you're going to do, and you do it. And then respect. And this is important to me because I have a lot of this for myself. But respect itself is the feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievement. I'm going to go ahead and say to myself, I have a lot of respect for Wendy Baldwin and Randy Baldwin because I feel like they have decided against all odds to continue to help you guys, us, the business keeps going because, and they are taking the brunt of a lot of what we're doing right now. They would love nothing more than to open up the school and let our brand new students and our current students continue as we did. But the respect that I have for them is a deep admiration because of their achievements, because of the people they are, because of what they've done for me and what I feel about them personally, because that's my family. So if you have no self-respect for you, you can't have any for anyone else. So that's kind of deep. Hopefully Wendy will do her Salon Success chapter and you guys will learn more about that. So number 7 is self-respect. And that's going to be the first page. So proper etiquette demonstrates that you have all 3 of these. So fill in that blank with that. So now we're going to go to respect. And these are bullets that you're going to need to put in. I think on the respect one, there are 9 bullets. All right. So number one, and you need to write these down if you have pen and paper. You want to also make sure that you don't just write them down. You just kind of live by them now because we got too much stress in the world going on for us to be repeating ourselves and telling our young people, tell your kids, start young, use respectful language. And that doesn't mean you have to always be perfect with your words. That just means when you speak to someone else, be respectful. Use Mrs. Okay? Whenever someone's older than me, there are 3 ways you can, and if it's a woman, okay, it's Mrs. or Miss. Mrs. Taylor, Mrs. something. Don't just, unless they tell you, oh, call me Virginia, then you use that name, Mrs. Virginia or Miss Virginia. Be respectful. When there's someone who you've never met before that you're being introduced to, and they say, my name is Kimberly. Hi, Kim, nice to meet you. That's kind of not a big deal to some people, but to some people it is. Use respectful language. Don't use slang. Like, hey, hi, what's up? Hey, girl. Let somebody younger than me say, hey, girl, to me. I look young. Let me show y'all. I look young, but I'm 49 years old. Don't even. The second one is introduce yourself. Like I said, you walk into a room, introduce yourself. Even if you're sitting in the room and other people walk in, that is a polite greeting and a gesture and shows professionalism and respect. Number 3, be helpful. I love my students that always, Miss Kim, can I help you with something? Miss Kim, can I help you? I love them. Y'all don't realize that, but those are my favorites. When they see me sweeping, they ask, can I sweep? Can I help you? That's a plus in anybody's life. All right. Number 4, and this is an important one too. Don't just listen. Listen with interest. Care about what's being said. Don't sit there thinking, oh, I want to say something right after she takes a breath to pause in her sentence. There's a lot of people who don't know how to listen. Bad listeners need to have therapy so that they can learn how to listen, because I guarantee you, some hairstylists are terrible listeners. They'll have their clients say 1,000 things, and by the first 2 sentences, they've already shut their ears off because they're not interested, because they're already thinking about what they're going to do. Same thing with relationships. You don't listen. You just already think about what you're going to say because you're going to think of an argument to counteract. If you don't listen with this, you're not listening. Okay, number 5. This one's a hard one for some of my babies. You want to refrain. That means avoid loud verbal exchanges. Even if they're fun, even if they're nice, you don't want to make a huge, big, loud burst out of it. It's definitely unprofessional and it's annoying. People usually get annoyed. Okay, let me give you an example. Someone graduates and walks into the school. We can't just shoot fireworks off. Congratulations! Because people who don't know that person are going to think, number 1, what the heck is going on? And number 2, what the heck is going on? That's so unprofessional. And guess what the clients are going? Oh my God. They let these students just act any kind of way. If you want to do something loud, there's a time and a place, and that's at the celebration. It should be refrained from. You wouldn't go to church and raise your voice and scream because someone shows up that you haven't seen in 5 years. So you want to refrain from loud verbal exchanges. Okay? Yelling. Okay, I often get told, you yell at me, you yell. I don't yell. I raise my words, not my voice. I know how to get your attention without being loud. So if you have a conversation with a client that is undesirable, the first thing you want to do is keep your voice at a low tone and your inflection calm and reasonable. And you definitely want to listen. That's number 4. All right? We're getting through these. We're almost done. I want to see what some of you guys are saying. So I'm going to look in the live chat and see. Well, Max, some people just have a very, yes. But what I'm trying to say is if you have a loud voice, if you're just a loud person, you're going to have to learn how to not be as loud. You can be exuberant and fun, but you've got to take it down a notch, especially if you find yourself talking over people. Over talkers tend to not even just talk over you in their words, but they go louder just so they can be heard. So if this is something that you're doing, please stop it. All right? Yes. Amber Crumb, you one of those people? Aw. What? Amber, you one of what? What people? Y'all talk loud? How many loud talkers do I have? Oh, yeah. Loud laughers. See, I'm a loud laugher. That's what I have to work on because my laugh is so loud. It's bad. I'm going to work on that too. I know. Oh, Jessica Cardenas says, I'm super quiet. I wish I was louder. No, you can be louder, Jessica. You just can't be obnoxious. Yes. Lauren says, y'all, I know it's annoying, but responding to the creepers just provokes it. Oh, yes. Do I have a creeper? What the heck? Y'all know, oh, somebody block them. Don't respond to the creepers. Thank you, Lauren. Yes. Yeah, Miles, just stop. Who is it? I don't know. Y'all ignore those. They're idiots. All right, so let's go on to the next one. So we finished number 5. Refrain from loud verbal exchanges. Number 6, this is another one that's hard. We're going to go through these pretty quickly. All right. So offer sincere compliments is number 6. And I don't have a problem with this, fortunately for me. Offer sincere compliments or praise. And the reason why you want to do that is because if you really don't feel like something is good, don't say it's good. People usually want to hear the truth. And I can pretty much vouch for that. I myself would rather you tell me, no, girl, that doesn't look good. This is why. I have the choice to take your opinion or not. But never say, oh, girl, that looks good. Oh, you did such a great job. If it's not a sincere compliment, it's best probably not to even speak on it. Okay? If you don't, especially if you don't think it's a good, if it wasn't a good thing. So don't do that. That's fake. Number 7, you also want to, if you have contact with your clients, you want to write thank you notes or emails. I'm just going to put write thank yous. People email, they don't really mail anything, but if your client if you have that information, which most clients have to register their information whenever they get services, you usually have their email address. Just write a thank you email. Thank you for visiting me. I look forward to seeing you again. I appreciate your support. Something nice just to let them know you care. That's always a good gesture. Number 8 is going to be a hard one because I know sometimes This is kind of one of those gray areas that it's hard for all of us in life and just in work. Number 8 is take responsibility for your actions. If you get upset or if you lose your cool and you are yelling or screaming or being unprofessional, you need to apologize. If you mess up someone's formula for their skin and it irritates them or causes them pain or discomfort, the first thing is to take responsibility. If you know, a lot of times what people tend to do is they don't want to be in trouble for anything. They don't want to get punished or reprimanded for anything. So what they do is they automatically say, well, you were the one that told me this is what you wanted. They don't take responsibility for their part. Their ownership in whatever happens is going to fall on you no matter what. So even if that client comes in and says, hey, I want my fringe to my brow and you cut it a little bit shorter, and they say, well, I hate it. It's not a good haircut. You have to take responsibility for that. You can't tell the client that they're wrong for wanting their brows a certain way. I think this is the hardest thing to do, especially when we get caught doing something wrong or what would be deemed as unprofessional. So what I appreciate about my students is when they make a mistake, they own it. They're like, Miss Kim, I know I messed that up. I know. What could I have done better? I can now move forward with that person because they're taking the responsibility for what they did. Some students say, well, I didn't have anybody to help me. There was no instructor there to help me. And I just, I did exactly what the client wanted. And this is her fault. She asked for it. That's not taking responsibility. Even if that's the case, you still want to own your mistakes. Take responsibility for your action. Okay, that was number 9. I'm sorry, you guys. I just confused myself. I was looking at my notes. That was number 9. So take responsibility for your actions. We're going to go up. Right, thank yous. Let's see. No, actually, it was right. Sorry. That's 7. My bad. Sorry. I wrote my notes early this morning and I didn't have coffee. Okay, so that was right. So that was number 9. Actually, number 9. Sorry, number 7. We're at number 8. When you are in a public setting, especially at a dinner or some kind of gathering, you want to limit your cell phone use. And that's just not picking up your cell phone. That's actually looking down at it. There's nothing worse in etiquette than having somebody that you have invited, or there's a need for them to be focused on what's going on and they can't stop looking at their cell phone. So this is a really, really big one. And I want you young people really to realize that it can be deemed as disrespectful to an older generation. Yes. I don't allow cell phone use at my table when people are eating. People who want to bring their cell phone to the table, they can eat outside. That's my rule. If I cook dinner or you're eating, you're not going to have your cell phone at the table. Sorry. Just saying. So you want to limit your cell phone use. And then number 9, this is hard too. You want to guard against stereotyping people. Based on what they look like, based on what kind of shoes they're wearing, based on if you think they have money or not. You don't want to do that. That's just in life and professional business. I stereotyped this guy one time when I was a student, and he was this dirty. I thought he was homeless. He wasn't. He actually was a business owner, and I didn't want to cut his hair because he was gross. He smelled bad, and he came in and got his hair cut by another student, and he took that student $40 I think we were charging $6 or $7 for haircuts back then, maybe 5. And I was just like, "What did you do?" And she was like, "Nothing. I just cut his hair." And it was something I did to him that made him feel uncomfortable with me. So yes, y'all's questions. $7. Yes, we used to do $3 haircuts for seniors back in the day. $7. I know, it was crazy, and we had so many clients though. That was awesome. All right, so that's number 9. Guard against stereotyping. Don't stereotype brand new students when they come in. Don't stereotype your clients. Don't stereotype anyone, because that's going to keep you from making the money and knowing the people that could be potentially grateful to your services. All right, so we're going to go to integrity, and there are 9 blanks for integrity. We're just going to fill those out really quickly. Number 1, under the integrity bullet, you need to learn how to apologize when you make a mistake. Hard. But even if it's a client, don't be a right fighter. Apologize if you make a mistake, if you got that formula wrong, if you used the wrong cleanser and it made them break out. Apologize for it, and then try to rectify the situation. Give an alternative solution to it. Don't just say, "I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it." Offer a solution to whatever they're upset about. So I'm going to put offer solution, because sometimes an apology is not enough. You got to do something more than that. Number 2 is avoid exaggerating. I don't know why people exaggerate, because I'm going to do this ing. Sorry for my handwriting. Avoid exaggerating a situation. If something happened, don't make it bigger than what it is. Stick to the facts of what they are. Don't embellish. Don't overstate. Sometimes, number 10, but there was no number 10, Tabitha. There was 9. All right. So learn to apologize. Jessica Cardenas, yes. When you make a mistake, okay, apologize when you make a mistake. Number 2 is avoid exaggerating any situation. Offer a solution to the situation instead of making it into a bigger thing. Try to diffuse it, okay? Try to get around a problem with it. And this is under the integrity. And number 3, you want to choose the right time to discuss business and personal issues. So this can be with the client, this can be with the coworker. Sorry about my handwriting, guys. That's personal. All right. You want to choose the right time and place. You don't want to do it in front of other people, but you definitely want to wait until if someone's upset or if you're upset for that time to just calm down so you can have that discussion that you need to have. You don't want to do it stuff, hurt feelings. Choose the right time to discuss this. Yep. Guard against stereotypes is number 10. The one time I leave space for writing and we are writing. Oh, sorry. And this is, you can write smaller. You can always transpose it to another a page, because I noticed that the space is tight for writing. Okay. So in case you guys can't read, I'll try to write neater. Number one was apologize when you make a mistake. Always, always do that. That's just in anything. Number two, avoid exaggerations. Or if you have a situation, you don't want to exaggerate it and make it worse than it was. Offer solutions so you can diffuse it. And then number three, choose the right time to discuss business and personal issues. You also want to choose the right place because sometimes people want to do it like right then and there in front of others. And if you get caught up in your feelings and you're that type of person, try to wait and then just pull that person aside. I'm the type of person, I'll talk about anything in the office with you, but if you talk to me in front of other people, I probably won't give you the response that you want. But make sure that everything that you do talk about that's personal is appropriate. So you want to show love to somebody, you can do that in the outdoors. But if you have a personal issue that you need to discuss with them, you want to make sure you do that in a professional way. Number four, you want to say no in a tactful way. Tactful means kind, nice. Don't just abruptly say no. All right. If there's a service that can't be performed, the last thing I want to hear as a client is no. Nope, can't do it. Well, you're going to tell me no, Anita, why you can't do it. And it better be a really good reason explained in a nice way. And that's what tactful means. All right. So number five, sometimes this can be a blessing or a curse. You want to communicate honestly and openly at all times. If you don't do that, you're never going to get any kind of resolution in whatever it is you seek peace on. If you tell a lie, then you have to continue to remember that lie. If it's something that you feel that you know that is not the truth, if you communicate any little thing that is not with complete honesty with someone, whether you think it's going to hurt their feelings, all right? If someone says, no, I can't afford to lend you money, and you keep saying, no, I can, let me see what I got. Let me see what I got. If they're asking you for money, they want you to lend it. If you say, honestly, whether you have the money or not, you should still be honest. I would love to lend you money, but I'm not able at this time because A, B, C, or D. It might hurt that person to know I'm not going to lend you money because I know I'm not going to get repaid. But that's what you need to say to them if that's your reason for not lending money. And that leads us to number 6. You want to match your words to your actions. You know, a lot of people who don't do this, oh, Miss Kim, I'll be there at 12, I'll be there at 11. And they don't show up at all, or they show up at 2:30. Walk in your words with me. That's the only way I'm going to ever be with anybody, especially my students. If you don't, then it's better not to say anything. Maria says a lie is a thing hard to remember. Sure is. Always karma. Deja says karma. If you lie, the truth is yes. There's this saying that goes, if you don't tell the truth, there's always somebody there to tell it for you. So whether it's your kid or somebody, it's like if you're a liar, somebody's gonna rat you out about it. So match your words with your actions. If you say you're gonna be to school on time, students, if you tell me and you look me in my eyes and say, I'm gonna be at school, Miss Kim, every day on time, and the very next day you don't show up on time, guess what? You just broke trust. All right, so don't do that. I'd rather you be honest and say, look, Miss Kim, I'm gonna show up, but I'm gonna be late. I'm gonna be late every day. All right, so you wanna communicate honestly, match your actions with your words. Number 7 is you wanna support the success of others. And the way you do that is praise and being happy for them when they do something, not jealous. Give them that pat on the back if they deserve it, if they worked really hard. All right. Number 8, do the right thing regardless of personal inconvenience. I'm just gonna put do the right thing. If somebody drops their wallet and you walk behind them, you pick it up and you hand it to them. Some people would wait until you walk away, knowing that you lost your wallet, and they would just pick it up and put it in their pocket. That's not doing the right thing. Karma. As some of you said in the live chat, karma. All right, number 9. Take responsibility for your actions. TY. I happen to know that sometimes people, when they have a misstep or they misspeak or they do something, they don't want to take responsibility again because they don't want to get in trouble. But when you take responsibility for your actions, that's different. So what I mean by that is if you tell a client, I'll have you out in 1 hour. I can do your hair in 1 hour. I can do this haircut. And they're there 3 hours later and you don't comp them for the cut because you told them an hour. That's not taking responsibility if they get upset and they don't tip you. Taking responsibility means ownership in what you've done, not just what you said or how you presented yourself. Okay? Taking responsibility means not hiding in the bushes and being a creeper on YouTube because that's not an honest response. So if you can think of something that you've taken responsibility for, make sure that you write that down. And then we're almost done, you guys. This one. Almost done. We have the last ones to go. Actually, is that it? Nope, we gotta do commitment. Okay, so we're gonna do these last ones really quick. And number 1 is this is the commitment. You wanna show a passion. For your profession. Whatever it is you decide to do, you want to show passion for it. You want to be dedicated. That's number 2. To helping clients. Achieve their results. That's the most important thing you can do, because if you don't care about what they think and what they deem important, and you don't give them the result they want, they're going to be less inclined to pay you and refer you to other people. All right? And then I'm going to go ahead and erase number 1. Number 3 is, number 2. I'm going to make that number 3. Actually, number 3. And then number 2 was honor time schedules. You're going to have a So sorry, I went ahead of myself. So number 2 is honor time schedules, and number 3, be dedicated to helping clients achieve what they want. Number 4 is stay current on industry trends or whatever's going on. You want to be on top of that curve and that knowledge of education. Sorry, you guys, I got number 2 and 3 mixed up. So number 1 is show a passion for your profession. 2, honor time schedules. 3, be dedicated to helping clients achieve the results. 4 is staying current on industry trends. Number 5 is establish professional goals. Your professional goals, what do you plan on doing with your talent, with your profession? Number 6, engage in lifelong learning. Education never stops. Don't think that you're going to know it all just because you've learned a couple of techniques from a hair show or taken a few classes and gotten and always learning. All right, number 7 is represent the profession. And that means you have to be out there. You can't just be one of those people that has all of this talent and not share it with others. So representing your profession is being involved in your community and getting in touch and networking with other hairstylists. And I'm going to do number 8 on top. And lastly, and you guys will need this to turn into Alana, so hopefully you rewind. I'm sorry about the little mishap with the numbers, but you can figure it out. Number 8, you want to persevere through difficult times like we're having right now. I think that's a good ending to don't want to make an excuse to give up on anything because life goes on no matter what. You got to make sure you push through, whether you're having a good day or a terrible day, whether you don't feel good, whether you don't have money in the bank, whether you're struggling. You still want to just push through because every day is a new day. You guys can definitely say in your career and the path you chose, you're going to be resilient. All right. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys do a final roll call. Hopefully you got the worksheet through your email. I want to say goodbye, and hopefully you guys had a great day. I'm sorry I took you 6 minutes, 6 extra minutes. I want to say goodbye to you guys, and hopefully you have a great rest of your day. Make sure to work on this assignment. If you have your books or any notes from before, please use those. Feel free to utilize those and add on your personal answers. Don't forget, you have personal questions that you have to answer according to the notes that I gave you. So, want to say work on that. Okay, the list of integrity bullets, list of comments, list of respect. You're going to talk about what you're best at and how you're working your way through this. Have a wonderful day. Welcome, brand new students, and I will see you soon. You're welcome. Welcome, welcome, Destiny. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.